I guess some states they do have very low property taxes, but they're basically Louisiana. It's a pretty Alabama and Arkansas. Those are pretty poor states to begin with. They're not Alaska. Well, they got oil. Speaking of oil, we have now the liberals are trying to spin. I had this story here, and where that story go about oil? Let me break off on a tangent here about oil. Now the United States is expected to be the world's top oil producer by the year 2017 or 2020. Even if we don't drill off the Gulf Coast and on federal land, if we keep, it's just we're starting to build wells and extract oil and natural gas in places that we couldn't do it before because of lack of technology. Now the technology is coming about, and it's clean technology at that. So there's less oil being spilled and gas polluting our airs and stream water system and things like that. But we're expected to be the new Saudi Arabia by 2017 or 2020, depending on who you talk to. And for years, we have been told, that we cannot drill our way out of depending on export or imported oil sources. We can't drill enough. We just don't have the resources here to do that. We've been told for decades that we can't supply our own energy needs. That the only way to get there is to conserve. Well, we know we cannot conserve our way to energy independence. Not the way our population is growing, and not if we keep letting illegals come into our country and stay. We're 310 million people now, plus. Back at 1970, we just hit 200 million. I don't even think we were at 200. I know there was a song about that, but I don't think we even hit 200 million in 1970. I think it was after 1970 that we hit 200 million. What were you, 150 or so million in World War II? But we were told that, we got to conserve. Yeah, sure, conserve. That's a great idea. And you won't find anybody on the conservative side who's against improving efficiency and energy standards. We're not against that. Look, I would love to have a vehicle that gets 60 miles to the gallon that still gives me the type of performance and protection out of the cars that we have today, and that we're able to drive any kind of car that we want. I'd love to have a hydrogen-powered car instead of gas. I would love for LED lights to be the norm, the stand, not by law. But I would love for the LED lights to be in such that they are the equivalent of an incandescent, except in power usage. That'd be great. And LED lights, they are getting to that point. I've converted just about every single light in my home from incandescent and compact fluorescent to LED. I don't have a single accent light that isn't an LED now. A lot of my task lighting is LED. And excuse me, I still have a few compact fluorescents. But I looked at my last electric bill. My energy portion of my bill, the energy that I actually use, was $15.97. Yeah, that was my electric. $15. That's having a refrigerator and using a dishwasher. $15.97. Did you know, however, that's not my bill? Because now electric bills, at least in this state, are split in two. You have your electric usage, your power supply, which now I can have somebody else supply my energy for me. And then I have the delivery system. You got to pay for the wires and things like that for electricity to come. The provider, not the energy supplier, but the energy provider, I guess. That was more. And I guess it's just a static fee every month. It doesn't go up and down with my usage. I think that's just the static fee. But that was more than my energy usage. So my electric bill was almost $40 for the month of October, but it had nothing to do with my actual usage. That was only like 15 or 16 bucks because I had switched over to LED. And I don't have a hot tub, but one of these days I'd like to have one. But so we can do those kinds of things to conserve, because conservation will save each individual money, and I don't have a problem with that. That's the main reason to do it. Saving the planet is not really, we're not really saving the planet by doing that, but saving money and keeping money in my pocket, I'm all for that. But we can't conserve our way to where we can't, not import oil. That's what we've been told. We've got to conserve, and we knew that was not going to get us there. And we were always told, oh no, we can never drill enough. We'll never have enough. We don't have enough. It's always someplace else that has all that we need. And because remember, we're mean and evil. We're what, 3 or 5% of the world's population, and we use 20 or 25% of the world's energy. Well, now it's our energy that we'll be getting and using. We won't be importing it. Think about it. By the year 2020, the United States could get all of its oil from its domestic production and buying from Mexico and Canada. Two countries that are relatively friendly to us. And we would be exporting natural gas all over the world. We're the Saudi Arabia of natural gas, so we'd be exporting that. But now we're told, well, even if we do that, which is going to happen, even if we do that, it's not going to affect the world price because Saudi Arabia will still be able to control the price, and the oil here is going to be affected by world markets. And that's BS. And they know it. Look, they were caught lying about up until recently. They kept saying there was no way in hell we were going to drill our way. Remember when Bush said, we need to drill. Remember the drill, baby, drill in 2008? Drill, baby, drill. And they were telling us that drilling wasn't going to do it. And now we know that drilling will do it. In fact, we've got so much oil that, carbon energy, not including coal, but we've got so much oil that we are now the new Saudi Arabia, and we'll be outproducing Saudi Arabia and have the potential to outproduce Saudi Arabia by 2017 and 2020. But they were telling us just 4 years ago, drill, baby, drill, it's not going to happen. We don't have it. We can't drill everywhere in Alaska. We just don't have it. And come to find out, yeah, we do. And we got it in space. But we're supposed to be and we elect these jackasses and these idiots into office. You know what? We deserve the government that we get. If the government comes and takes your house because you can't afford to pay the taxes, that's your own damn fault. You voted for them. I think it's just fun. I think it's hilarious. Well, it's not hilarious because now I have to live with the jackasses. But in a way, it is actually hilarious to watch these liberal nut jobs vote for the people who give them crap down in Massachusetts, and then they decide, oh, well, no, that's too expensive for me. That's too much. I'm going to move someplace where it's lower. And then they move to that area, and then they expect to have the exact same services and overabundance of government that they had in the state that they left, and that's what they vote for here. And then as their taxes go up, they look at each other and scratch their heads. Why are my taxes going up? Well, you numbnut. You can't put 2 and 2 together? No, because everybody thinks 2 plus, if you're a liberal, 2 plus 2 is not 4. 2 plus 2 is 5. Or if you want to, let little Johnny and little Susie keep their high self-esteem, well, 2 plus 2 could be 3. But they come here, and this is true all over the country. People, liberals in a high tax area, they decide they want to move to a lower tax area. Why? Because it's lower taxes. And then they get there and they vote for idiots that are going to give them higher taxes in the towns and cities and states that they move to in order to escape the high taxes that they voted for in the first place. Has anybody ever stopped to think about that? Oh, I'm sorry, I just said a 4-letter word. Think. Oh, I know. It's more than 4 letters, but, he's a liberal. So, hey, 5 letters, 4 letters. It's the same thing. It's half dozen of one, 7 of the other. It's the same thing. I know none of that stuff adds up. It doesn't make sense, but we're talking about liberalism here. None of it makes any sense. We're talking about a mentality and a methodology that cannot possibly add up. And as a matter of fact, when you get into the power structure, when you get into the upper echelons of power, when it comes to liberalism, it isn't about being fair for everybody. It's about the power. It's about the control and the manipulation. It gets to the point where you can't even, now you're not even allowed, if you're a reporter, you can't even challenge the liberals with questions that they should be asked. I mean, Nancy Pelosi has decided that she's going to, she's going to remain the minority leader for the Democrats. And a reporter asked, Miss Pelosi, privately, colleagues are saying that you're too old and that you should step aside and let a younger generation of leaders step in and start to grow. They didn't even want to answer the question. He goes, well, what do you say to that? They didn't want to answer the question. All you heard was, oh, it's discrimination. How dare you ask that question? Oh, it's discrimination. You're a jerk. Really? I think it was a valid question. But now when you get a brave reporter trying to do his job, they're not even allowed to ask a question like that. What are you doing? Oh, no. You can't challenge the authority. The authority. You can't challenge the authority. Obama's out there. Yeah, don't you dare attack Susan Rice. I mean, if you want to come at somebody, you come at me. I'm the president. Well, hello, Mr. President. Yeah, we're holding you responsible, too, for Benghazi. But don't you dare stand up there and get incredulous because we asked you a freaking question. You are our servant. Might I remind you, Nancy Pelosi, you're the servant of your constituents in California. Mr. President Barack Obama, you're the servant of the entire nation, the people of this country. You do not have a right to get incredulous to a reporter who's doing their job asking you questions. Hey, why do we put up with this stuff? We are lied to, and it's not just the left. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong in that. But we are lied to constantly. We're told we're little children constantly. We're told that, look, there was a stupid survey that came across my computer this afternoon talking about obesity. Should government step in and make laws to help reduce obesity? The last I checked, 21% of those who took the survey said yes. 21%. Are you freaking kidding me? Our government can't reduce obesity. They don't even know what causes it in the first place. Oh, by the way, for you people who like Pepsi, I saw a bottle